Come in.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, my name is Daniela.
Hi, Daniela.
Hi, such a pleasure to meet you. I'm Daniela Salamanca.
Nice to meet you. My name is Fernanda. Vivas. I'm the headhunter of Human Resources, and I want to know you better, so I'm gonna ask you some questions. But first, can you give me your resume?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Daniela, what is your definition of a leader?
Well, I think first of all, a leader has to come from the inside. So I think the spiritual part is very important. I think it's someone who has to be spiritually strong. I think it's someone who has the ability to inspire people, for people to follow him. And I think it's someone who cares about your personal and all your aspects in your life.
Okay, and you, Daniela?
Well, I think there are a lot of definitions of a leader because there's so many and so different. But I think that the definition that covers them all is that it's someone that takes the team with him or her to a goal with encouragement and inspiration.
Okay, and how do you fit that definition?
Well, I think that what a leader should do is not only to give orders, but to be part of the team and to take them to their goal. So I think that I'm capable of managing a team and to get them where we want to go.
Okay, and for you?
I think I can lead people through challenges. I think I can inspire people with my hard effort and my hard job. And I think, as I said before, the spiritual part is very important, and I think I can build that in myself.
Okay, Daniela, tell me about your strengths and weaknesses.
Well, it's a hard question. I think some of my strengths, I'm very easily related with people. I can relate very fast with people. I'm very open-minded, so I can discuss with people with different perceptions. I'm also very punctual. I like things on time. I like being on time. I handle my work on time. I'm very dedicated to what I do. I put all my effort, and I have a very positive mind.
Okay.
And my weaknesses, I'm kind of emotional sometimes. I'm very sensible. I'm still working on it. I'm working very hard. But it's not such a big deal, and I'm always saying the truth, and sometimes it's not good, so I'm trying to correct myself.
Okay, and you, Daniela?
As seen for my strengths, I think that I am a hardworking person and very responsible, and I like to deliver the job as the best I can with the best quality I can. And I'm also very good with groups and with groups and persons and deal with a lot of people and problems and kind of difficulties that comes with that kind of stuff. And as in my weaknesses, I think that sometimes I'm a little messy.
Okay. Tell me, what do you want to be remembered as?
Let me just think about it for a second.
Take your time.
I think that I don't want to be remembered only for my job, but also as a person that does good, and it's good to the person who is surrounding them, and also someone who takes care of herself, but also for the people that surrounds them. Like, for example, not only in the personal life, but also in the workplace.
Okay. And you, Daniela?
I want to be remembered as a strong, self-made and independent woman. I want to be remembered as someone who lives the present as it is.
Okay. Daniela, tell me about a time you had a conflict with someone and how do you deal with it?
Well, it was quite recently. I bought a new phone, and when I arrived home, it wasn't working. So I had to go back to the store and give my complaints to the worker. I talked with the manager. He wasn't as positive as I was. We get to a conflict. He was like kind of rude, but so I had to deal with it because it wasn't the best moment. So we get to an agreement. I talked with him. I put myself in his position. I understood him. And after a while, we get to an agreement that we could arrange things.
Okay, perfect.
Mine happened 6 months ago, and it was one of the biggest projects of the university that is called Espíritu Emprendedor. Espíritu Emprendedor, what you do is that you do a little business of your own, and it was in groups of 4. So it was a week before the biggest presentation of them all, and we started to have a little fight about some details at the end. And it started to get a little disrespectful, so I decided to stop the discussion and to make a list of pros and cons with the idea that was circling in that group. And what we decided is the idea that had more pros was the one that was going to be and it calmed everyone down, and it was the respectful and polite way to do.
Okay, perfect. And tell me, what are the first three things you will do if you got this position?
The first one, I think there will be to start networking, because it's part of the main things to do in the job, and you cannot do the rest of them without start to network. The second one, I think, will be to start to communicate and to try to have the best communication with my boss or my mentor, because well, I have to understand clearly what he wants and what he wants for me and my work, so I can do it the best that I can, and also for me to deliver all the results, and finally for him to give me my feedback.
Okay, perfect. And you?
Well, first of all, I think like the group is very important, so I will analyze my group members, my new team, to see weaknesses and strengths, and therefore I could like work better and understand how they work. I will also communicate with my colleagues to get to know better how the environment in the working place is. And finally, I think the personal and professional life is as important. So I will organize my time so I can have my priorities from work and from my personal life.
Okay, that's all. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes.
Sure. I'll start. I have a question. How would you describe like the company's climate and how people?
Okay, as we are a new organization, we are very modern, and we work on having an open plan. So we respect freedom of our workers, and we don't have a rigid hierarchy.
I also have a question. How is the philosophy on ZipCar?
We are an eco-friendly company, so we work on a better planet, reducing the CO2 emissions of the cars.
And how would you describe the future of the company? How's it gonna be?
Okay, we envision a future where car trade members outnumber cars owner in major cities around the globe.
I also have a question that is more related to the job that we're going to apply, and it's which is the future path of this career towards in the organization.
Okay, by the results you obtain, you will climb inside the company and you can have a higher position in the company.
And regarding that, is there any transfer to another country where we can work inside the company?
Yes, it depends of your effort and your hard work. I can offer you job in United States or Europe.
Okay, I think that may.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
So,
we will call you.
hope to see you. Thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time. Thank you very much.
Bye. I'm gonna start with Daniela. I like the way you move your hands.
And I like how you speak like very fluently.
I think that things to improve could be that I look like if I'm in a rush to talk and very fast, and also that I don't speak quite clearly.
Okay.
I like the way that you were so calm, talking every sentence and every question. You look very calm.
Yes, and the way we have eye contact, it was like you have security in your answers.
And I think you can improve with my hair, because I was always playing with my hair while I was talking. I think that's like quite nervous or would show something distraction. And I think I could be more detailed, so specific things and not talk so big about everything. And I like how you took control of the organization. Like you asked a question, you were like very in control of the interview.
And I like how clear you were, like you know what you were gonna say and you were like very short and but like full of knowledge and information.
Okay, I think that I could be more specific in my answers and also have a louder voice. Okay.
And as a team, what did we learn as a team?
We are very organized.
And we did it like very like shortly but concise.
Yeah, I think it was very organized, like to start with presentations and questions, and then we asking you, and we having like the response, and at the end we like accomplish everything.
And we are very good working on team.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are.
yeah, I think it was very fluent how we
Yes,
worked.
Yes.
it was.
Yeah.